The boy stands there barefoot, feeling the cold stage beneath his feet. For him, this is not just a performance. This is his life. Every step he has taken without shoes tells a story of struggle. Every breath he takes before singing carries years of hardship. He looks small under the huge lights, almost lost, yet somehow incredibly strong. The audience doesn't know his past yet, but they can sense it. There is silence. The kind of silence that feels heavy, emotional, and full of anticipation. When asked about himself, his voice is soft, almost shy. He talks about growing up with very little. About days when food was uncertain and nights were long. About walking miles barefoot because shoes were a luxury his family could never afford. Music, he says, was the only thing that made those days easier. A small radio, sometimes broken, sometimes clear, became his escape. Songs became his friends. Lyrics became his comfort. And then he mentions the song he's about to sing. Hotel California. Some people smile politely. Others raise an eyebrow. It's a legendary song. A risky choice. A song that has been covered countless times by talented artists all over the world. Singing it on a stage like this is brave. Singing it barefoot, with nothing but your voice and your soul, is something else entirely. The music begins. The first guitar notes fill the air, familiar yet somehow different. The boy closes his eyes. For a second, it feels like he's no longer on that stage. He's somewhere else. Somewhere between memory and dream. Somewhere between pain and hope. Then he starts to sing. His voice is gentle, almost fragile at first. But it's real. So real that it immediately pulls you in. There's no imitation. No trying to sound like someone else. This is Hotel California through his life, his struggles, his journey. Each word feels personal, as if the song was written just for him. Singer are you? Marcelito pauses for just a moment and then answers in a way that sparks curiosity. He says he can sing both male and female voices. The audience murmurs. Some smile. Some laugh nervously. Some think it is a joke. Simon looks skeptical. He has heard bold claims before, and most of them fail under pressure. He asks Marcelito directly if this is serious. Marcelito nods. The music begins. At first, Marcelito starts singing in a deep, rich male voice. The sound fills the theater instantly. It is powerful, controlled, and emotional. His tone is strong and clear, the kind of voice you expect from a trained baritone or tenor. The audience responds immediately with applause and cheers. It is impressive, no doubt. But impressive alone is not shocking. On Champions, impressive is expected. Simon listens carefully, his expression neutral but attentive. Then, without warning, something unbelievable happens. Marcelito shifts his voice. In a split second, the deep male voice disappears, replaced by a soaring, crystal-clear female voice. The transformation is so sudden, so perfect, that the audience gasps loudly. People look at each other in disbelief. Some stand up from their seats. Others put their hands over their mouths. The sound coming from the speakers does not seem humanly possible. Simon Cowell's eyes widen. The female voice is not weak or forced. It is full, emotional, and technically flawless. It sounds like a completely different singer has taken over the stage. The pitch, tone, and control are all precise. It is not a trick. It is not a recording. It is Marcelito Pomoy, standing alone with a microphone. The audience erupts into applause mid-performance, unable to contain their shock. Marcelito continues singing, switching effortlessly between male and female voices. Each transition is smooth, natural, and perfectly timed. It feels like listening to a duet, except there is only one person on stage. The harmony is hauntingly beautiful. The emotion in. As the song builds toward its climax, the boy opens his eyes. They shine under the lights, filled with tears he refuses to let fall. His voice trembles slightly, not from fear, but from truth. He is giving everything he has. Every dream. Every scar. Every step he ever took without shoes. The final notes echo through the hall. Silence. For a split second, no one moves. No one breathes. It's as if the world has paused, just to honor what just happened. And then the room explodes. The audience rises to their feet, applause roaring like thunder. Cheers, whistles, tears, standing ovations from every corner. Some people clap above their heads. Others press their hands to their hearts. A few openly cry, overwhelmed by what they just experienced. The boy stands there, stunned. He didn't expect this. He hoped to be heard. He never imagined he would be felt like this. His hands shake slightly as he looks around, barefoot, exposed, vulnerable, and loved. The judges stand too. One by one. They clap not as critics, but as humans. One judge wipes their eyes before speaking. Another laughs softly through tears. Words are hard to find when something touches you this deeply. When they finally speak, their voices are filled with emotion. They talk about courage. About authenticity. About how this performance reminded them why they fell in love with music in the first place. One judge says that technique can be taught, but what he brought to the stage cannot. It comes from life. From pain. From truth. Another judge tells him that he didn't just sing a song. He told a story that the entire world needed to hear. A story of resilience. Of hope. Of how greatness can come from the most unexpected places. The boy listens, tears now flowing freely. He nods, unable to speak. For so long, his voice was the only thing he had. And now, it has finally been heard. As the moment sinks in, the camera captures his bare feet once more. Feet that have walked through dust, stones, heat, and cold. Feet. Sang to Survive is now standing on one of the biggest stages in the world, being celebrated by legends of the entertainment industry. But Marcelito's story does not start on this stage. Years before AGT champions, Marcelito rose to fame in the Philippines after winning a local talent competition. His dual voice ability quickly made him a national sensation. People could not believe that one person could sing both male and female parts so convincingly. Videos of his performances went viral, earning millions of views online. Despite his success, Marcelito remained humble. He often spoke about his difficult childhood, about losing his parents at a young age, and about growing up on the streets. Music was his refuge. Singing was how he expressed pain, hope, and gratitude. When he was invited to America's Got Talent Champions, he knew the stakes were higher than ever. This was not just about winning. This was about representing his country, his people, and his journey. He carried the dreams of millions of Filipinos who saw themselves in him. And on that stage, he delivered. What makes Marcelito's performance even more powerful is not just the technical skill, but the emotion behind it. Every note he sings carries his life story. The struggles. The losses. The hope. The gratitude. When he switches voices, it feels symbolic, as if he is showing the many sides of himself, the survivor, the dreamer, the artist. Simon Cowell later admits that performances like Marcelito's are the reason he continues to do these shows. Even after decades in the industry, he can still be surprised. He can still be moved. He can still witness something new. For viewers at home, Marcelito Pomoy's performance becomes an instant favorite. Clips of his audition spread rapidly across social media. People react with disbelief, tears, and admiration. Comments flood in from around the world, praising his talent and his story. Many say they have never seen anything like it before.